Okay. I have some things to say, so we're going to talk. Let's chat. We're going to chat. Where do I begin? So much to say all the time. Let me get comfy, actually. Hold on. This isn't comfy. This isn't comfy at all, actually. I really can't get comfy because my comfy would be just in the best sleep. And, well, that's not the goal here. So, I feel crazy. I feel crazy even just recording and talking about this, honestly, because it's such an inner dialogue that happens all the time. But let's jump right in. 2024, and I'm already cringing because I hate like new year, new me. 2024 is gonna be this. When I hear stuff like that, I'm just like, oh my God, shut up. Because I very much understand that if you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And setting a time or saying like, at this point, I'm going to do this is that much more unlikely that you're going to do it. So it all seems like BS to me. I don't like that. But it just so happened to line up with the new year. The season I'm coming out of just kind of happened to end at the end of last year too. But all that to say, 2024 is titled Death to Perfectionism. She's dead. I don't know her. That bitch is buried. She's in the ground. Over with. 6 feet under. Done for. What else can I say? What else means death? Deceased. You get what I'm saying. She's gone. She's no longer with us. Perfectionism is not in the room. What? Has anyone seen her? Has anyone seen her? I haven't. I don't know that bitch. Yeah, we were cool at one point, but I had to cut her off. She's out of here. Gone. But yeah. Girl, am I still recording? I am. Okay. Yeah, so death to perfectionism. If you're anything like me, first and foremost, anything I say is totally from my own experience and who I am. Now, I consider myself a creative because I am. It's not even just like I'm considering myself. Every part of my existence, everything that I do, it comes back to that for me. Except, I kind of get to a point where I'm like, okay, let's be for real for 1 second, Kayla. Let's just be for real. You know what I'm saying? Me to me. Let's just be honest. Why are you sitting on content that you filmed 4 years ago? What are you doing with that? Why do you have 17 unedited vlogs? Why do you have 32 unfinished projects in Premiere Pro? Oh, well, what about those 450 ideas that are just ideas that just live in your head, but are constantly coming back up? Because you and I both know you're supposed to do something with them. What's going on? Oh, and one more question. How come you feel some type of way when other people don't see that you're creative when, well, you haven't done anything to show them that? How would they know? You know, they're not going to know. How would they know? They wouldn't. They don't. And so I have this idea that like, oh, I don't want to put any of my things out because they're not going to be received right. Or like, how do I say this? It really just comes back to perfectionism. Like, I feel like everything. Stop. How do I want to say this? It's just like I'm trying to skip the process. You know, being a visionary and having all these things, these ideas, these visions, and this like just big idea, this big picture of where I'm going to be and what I'm going to do is such a big picture. And I love that for me. I have such a vision and it's so clear. My thing though is like, and it's crazy when I think logically about it, because it's like, well, how on earth do you expect to get from point A to point B? Logically, it doesn't make sense. What are you waiting for? You just expect to wake up one day, like, and have the perfect conditions? You're waiting for the perfect conditions. You're waiting to have a following until you post your stuff. But how would you get the following if you're not posting the stuff? You want to wait until you have an audience that understands you and will appreciate your type of content, but how will they even find you if you don't have anything out there to show for it? You're not putting one foot in front of the other. You're just standing there. So what are you going to do with that? And it gets overwhelming, and it gets like I just be needing to take a deep breath, because it's really scary and it's really like paralyzing, because I know where point B is. So being at point A, I'm like, I'm not seeing the process. I just see the end. So I don't know how to get there. And that is the cause of the perfectionism, or is a product of the perfectionism. I kind of don't know. It kind of all goes together. But what I do know is that can no longer be a factor. Something that I also have realized in all this, or not realized, but I know that this is it's such a personal journey. You know what I'm saying? It's not like working towards something career-wise or being in school and, like that type of hard. It's like a spiritual type of hard, like a existential type of hard, because it's so intertwined with my existence and literally who I am at my core. Like when I say it's spiritual, it really is. And so that makes the whole, like the part, it's hard to explain, but that makes the fact that like I'm not doing it that much more detrimental. Get what I'm saying? If you can relate, then you know what I mean. But with that, it's very clear that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I can no longer hinder myself. Like, it's in me for a reason. So I have to get out. That kind of just goes along with it. Anything that's in me, it has to come out. It has to come out. There's no more just hoarding my gifts, because that's what they are. There's no more hoarding my gifts, keep them to myself. There's a reason that I am like this. And I walk around knowing that, knowing that I have these gifts, because I've been with them my whole life. I have known them, and I know my ideas, and I know like how I see the world, but I just keep it to myself. And honestly, that's kind of selfish. Not even kind of, because there's a reason. There's a reason I am this way, and, people may see glimpses or like just little parts, but there's so much, and I just have to get it out. So 1, death to perfectionism. She's in the grave. 2, it's in me, so it's coming out. Period. 3, I didn't think that far. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but the ideas are nothing if you don't execute them. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's be for real. That's what we're doing right now. We're being for real. Who cares if you have an idea? Who cares? What are you doing with it? People don't care about that. And it's not even that I want to do this, or any creative does things because we want to do things for people. But even just for yourself, is like, what's the point if you have nothing to show for it? There's no fulfillment there. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Knowing that I have this potential, knowing that I could do this thing, but I'm just not. Why? Crickets. That's embarrassing. This video is kind of like to hold me accountable, because once I put it out there, it's like, if I have this video and somebody comes across it and they click on my page and they're like, oh, but you haven't posted anything else in 6 months. What happened to death to perfectionism? What happened to that? That would be embarrassing. Then I'll be like, I don't even know what I would be like. I would probably want to give myself some grace, but actually, I've given myself enough grace. It's time for tough love. It's time to be for real. Girl, what are you doing? Too long you felt this way. Too long. Too long the ideas have been going. They're just piling up. Like I said, why are you sitting on content from years ago? I'm at the point where I'm just trusting my journey, as corny as that sounds. It's time. It's just time. That's number 3. It's time. It's time. I feel like there's more I want to say about that, but at the same time, I said all I need to say. It's time. I hope this mic wasn't too close to my mouth this whole time. Y'all probably hear every swallow, every you know how it is when you hear somebody talk too close. I got braces too, so that be making all kind of extra noise. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry about that. I keep feeling like there's more, but I don't know. One step at a time. Also, like I said, it's very spiritual. I know that my creator has made me this way for a reason. And I can also trust that he will order my steps and help me to deliver the things that I need to when I need to. And so I don't have to like rely on my own like doing, my own understanding, duh. Lean not into your own understanding, because when you do that, when I tried to do this whole content thing like a few years ago, I'm looking up how the algorithm works, how to like the best time to post, looking at demographics, you know what I'm saying, trying to script out my content, just trying to like be way too logical about it. And one, that's not what I'm trying to do. That takes out the whole thing. Like that takes out the whole you of it. And there are content creators who do that. And hey, that's your lane, that's your thing. Do it. If it works for you, love it. However, I know I'm meant to be my authentic self. I'm not meant to be posed. And I hate pretending, and I hate acting, and I hate like not just being a honey. I hate that I said that. That sounded very corny. But for real, I just want to be me, and I want to share that with the world, and I want to build a community of people who also just are them. And just talk about the realness of life and how it's hard and how things happen and how we need to express ourselves, and there's creativity and how music is so good and how the world is so cool and how colors work together and how like stories are important and how people need grace and forgiveness, because we all have our things, you know what I'm saying, and how friends and relationships end and how life be lifing, period. And hey, we just all here. Life lifing, and we lifing with it. You know? Like, it's hard to explain, but yeah. Death to perfectionism. If I have anything else to say, I'll come back with something to say. There'll be clips after this, but if not, that's it. And I hope I said what I needed to say correctly. If I didn't, that's okay. Because we don't have to be perfect. That's the whole point. And tomorrow, or even a week from now, or a month from now, there'll be so many more videos after with probably the same thoughts, maybe a little more developed. Maybe I'll have more knowledge. Maybe I can expand on things. But for right now, I said what I needed to say for right now. And it makes sense for right now. And that's okay, because that's all I need. And I can expand and grow. That's the whole point. But you gotta start somewhere. And this is my starting point. And I'm holding myself accountable. Anybody who comes across this video and you want to hold me accountable, do that. My Instagram's in the thing. Send me a DM like, girl, where's the stuff? Yeah. If you can relate to any of this, I'm sending you love. I love you. I know it's hard. It's hard for me. I'm sending myself love. We got it, though. It's fine. We ain't got to do too much. Just exist as you. You're you for a reason. As corny as that sounds, we're just going to go with it. I hate how I'm holding my phone. How long have I been holding it like that? I don't like that. But it's okay. There's no reason to not like that. Why did I say I don't like that? It don't even matter. Relax. Okay, I'm rambling now. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.